my friends say, girl, you better take care.
Hello, Step Community. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Hey, it's been a minute or so before we got in touch with you and got back in town. I gave a few pictures of what we did. We went to, we call it the homeland, to show you guys I'm doing the same thing and I'm practicing what I preach. That we got land, we're working on it, we're building on it, and we're trying to get to that point to where we're self-contained, not so much off the grid, but self-contained, able to supply your food, able to supply your water, your electricity, and you guys will be getting a lot more pictures of this. There are a lot of things that have been happening in the news. We have reports of there are going to be mass layoffs taking place this month and accordingly through the whole year of 2026. Again, this is where I was talking to everyone about trying to do multiple streams of income. One job, you're making money. 2 jobs, you're doing okay. 3 jobs, we at the pinnacle of being able to save and move ahead. Yes, it's tiresome. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's a push. Yes, it takes your freedom away. But if you plan it right and educate yourself right, this will be the highlight of your life as other people are enjoying the beach and cruising and having this grand old time and buying cars and necessities that they say they want, these only needs. And at the end of the day, when all and everything hits, they'll be the ones walking around befuddled with no purpose. And the guy who they were laughing and giggling at, like Noah, in the beginning of time, is the one that will succeed and get through with everything that we have to deal with in life, because people, it's not getting easier. And I try and tell my family every day to look out for this. Push yourselves to the point where everything's a ripoff now, everything's a scam, to make sure that you aren't being taken, but at the same time, do your due diligence to put things away, do your due diligence to look things up, and don't take things for granted. Don't listen to this guy or that guy because they said something. You got so many ways now to figure things out. ChatGPT, Google, Facebook. There's so many things that you can find your information out on to make a partial, permanent decision. None of us are perfect, so we might stutter here and there, but we have to be able to push ahead. Also in Hulu, which we all look at TV, they just shut down one of the permanently largest, biggest U.S. streaming mergers ever. Now, what persisted in this deal, we don't know. My job is just to bring the highlights of the news to you. Trump is saying that temporary legal status for more than 1.5 million immigrants in 2025 will be challenged. They've either lost their rights to be here, are here illegally. Also in the news today, Bruce Willis' wife was talking about the heartbreaking update of Bruce Willis, who is a much loved theatrical person, movie maker. Like I said, your health is very important. It can fall upon you at any given time. So we have to try and guard ourselves and protect ourselves. This is where I'm talking about growing your own food, because half the food that we get, over half, is contaminated. I don't want to call out names, but there's certain doctors and people that I follow that won't even eat product out of the store. And when I see some of the things that a lot of these people are showing, how they can throw down a cantaloupe, they can throw down a pumpkin, even a banana, and it lasts for 3 months on the ground before it starts dissolving, disintegrating. People, there's something wrong with what we are putting in our bodies. And the cancer, all the things that are coming behind it, stomach problems, headaches, rashes, breaking out with diseases, is crazy. And we can think, oh, blockhead Biden and stupid Harris, the laughing hyena. For a lot of the diseases that we're getting in America now, I mean, they're popping up right and left. They bringing people in here not vetted, not checked, so we don't know what these other countries are bringing in that farm alone. And it seems to be a lot of the middle-aged white women out there in the street fighting, I guess they call for equality, fighting for these people to be here, not knowing you're old. You got one foot on the banana peeling and the other one on the grave. It doesn't take much for an older person to get terminally ill. So what are you fighting for? And this point here, I don't understand Americans with this, but this point here, protect your homeland. Always protect your homeland. But we seem to have a graphic problem in understanding this. Now, there's so many things that are happening in our government and all the talk that is getting out, information that's getting out. You know why this is happening? They didn't like America in the beginning. So you give them, put them in Congress, put them in government. I can't even say enough about Zanzambini in New York. We're putting people like this in power. And he already came out not even 2 days in. And what he's saying, New York is destroyed. I see older blacks, I see older whites, I see a lot of foreigners that are there. This is why you guys didn't get out and vote and stand up for equality. He had a 1% leading on this. You guys believe in the narrative of the Democrats so much that they could tell you you can fly over a pit hole, and like you guys say, once blue, always blue, you voted in. And I told you earlier on this channel that New York would fail. I told you earlier on this channel New York would be in a world of hurt. Hey, I ain't even have to wait a week. It's here. And all of those who you were there in the inauguration, all pushing for it, yay, 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 just clapping and jumping up and down. You had AOC sitting there, you had a big wide. If she's not a sexy wide, I'm a sexy wide. Latifah and the old man sitting there with her. And like I said, I don't try and remember all of them names much because they don't matter to me. And these people are voting and are rejoicing for this. They don't care about Americans. They want to change the setting. They want to change the way of government performs. They don't want truth. They want strife. They want anger. They want chaos. And I call them the devil's pen. And you guys are right there with them. And then later on, you're going to be crying, telling me, I don't want to be here. I want to go to Florida. I don't want to be here. I want to go to Texas. I don't want to be here. I want to go to Tennessee. I don't want to be here. You know, no, you were happy with it in the beginning. Once you push out all the rich people, you got Starbucks leaving, you got hamburger joints leaving. Once you do that, ain't nothing but the basis of poor people. And Madani talks all this crap about life. And I don't know if you guys notice or not. His wife's got on a pair of $635 boots. But you're not supposed to be rich. You're not supposed to have money. Make it seem right. See, you guys aren't catching what's going on. And he don't sell community. Like I tell you, I'm going to tell you like it is. You know, it's getting down to that point where we're in a deficit, in a desperate zone of waking up. As you can see, my voice is just a little bit elevated because I'm getting perturbed with the things I see. And what you're doing to a country that was run fine. You're going to take Somalians, you're going to take people like Zahn Ramdini, who never had a job, who never had to deal with anything, who never dealt with America, our country, tell you a couple goodies and bring him here. And then they're going to try and reframe how we should run our country when they can't run their own. Make it make sense. They also have a man that fired his shotgun, an Amazon delivery driver who mistakenly pulled in his driveway. The world's going mad. And you have to be careful, people, in every scenario that you do. Whatever you do, if it's in the mall, if it's at a hamburger joint, people are getting taken out because the Democrats have pushed the narrative. It's okay to tell someone you want to kill them. It's okay to tell someone that they're racist. It's okay to tell someone that you're trying to destroy their democracy. It's okay to tell someone that this person is a dictator. It's okay to tell someone that this person wants to be a king. It's okay to tell someone that this person is trying to control you and control your life. And what do? People that aren't smart enough to figure it out, people that aren't smart enough to understand it, you go with it. And you say, man, I got to do something. Tell me something. Tell me something, people. Have you ever seen Maxine Waters there with a gun to fight somebody? You ever seen Schumer there with a gun to fight somebody? You ever seen Osari Biden talking about putting a target on our president? You ever seen him there to do anything? You ever seen any of them do anything that they say? They hide behind the curtains and they push y'all up, and y'all go run it, creating havoc, making you think certain ways, and not opening up the book. We don't believe in opening the book. Half of us can't read no way. We don't push it to read. You wait for other people to teach you when you could do it yourself. But open up the book and you'll be surprised, totally surprised at the things you will learn. People, we also scheduled by Amazon for $51 million return on our monies, I guess. Amazon also refunded $51 million. And it should be a hit to PayPal, Vino today, to make sure your product, I guess, arrives on time. Looking at for yourself to see what is going on there. It says millions enrolled in Amazon Prime without permission will receive automatic refunds up to $51 million. So I guess they enroll people in that program that they have without their request. Like I said, if you have any type of refund coming back, do your due diligence to take a look at it and see where things are headed for you. A lot of this news that I get, these little thumbnails and so forth, you know, if it's NCNB News, if it's ABC News, if it's CNN News, I'm sorry, people. A lot of times we just can't go with it because it throws the narrative out there which is totally off scene from what we believe. It said that Trump says anybody that disagrees with him will never be in a Fed chair, Congress chair, whatever the case may be. Like I said, a lot of this stuff you have to look into and get your check from it. A woman was stabbed to death inside a Barnes and Noble. Like I said, you have to be careful where you're shopping. And this was over the past Christmas here, 40-year-old. Suspect, Antonio Moore, allegedly ran out of Barnes and Noble store after the stabbing. Reason for stabbing, none at all. Also, like I said, I try and go through here, and a lot of this stuff startles me, to that point where I'm going, wow. Also in the news today, a family-owned restaurant group reopened their spot after their last year's hurricane. And this store is found out on the beach in Florida. And also today in the news we have things about Venus Williams. Is married inside the tennis star's lavish home. It's a 5-day wedding featuring multiple dresses and changes. She can afford to do it. Props up to her. There's more information that is hanging from Jeffrey Epstein, which, man, this is going on for a while. Days before he died by suicide, Jeffrey Epstein gave specific reasons why he would never talk about certain things that happen. Also, Social Security increased requirement age for those eligible for checks. Like I said, do your studying, do your due diligence on it. Social Security's full retirement age will reach 67 in 2026 for everyone born in 1960 or later. So each year that is moving up. The requirement age will reach 67 for anyone born in 1960 or later. There were also a ruling that giant snakes are spreading fast. Experts say they have no way to slow down the outbreak, and they are coming and adapting to all changes of weather across South Florida, and some are exotic snakes who have escaped, and some are very venomous and poisonous. There were 3 college students found dead over the holidays. This is a tragic, and they were found exasperated. U.S. college students, and the reason for it, like I said, a lot of these things, they're doing investigations on them because we have no real reason why. It's like people on, YouTube, a killing spree, and you have to be so careful in where you at and what you do, and be noticeable, people. Keep your eyes open. Also, there were at least 13 dead and almost 100 injured after a train derails in Mexico. A horror unfolded Sunday. There's a new COVID out. It's COVID-19. And it has mast cells of activation and histamine intolerance. Third in the series of articles on COVID-19 and its effects on the gut. The article will explore sources like the food map every day to try and give us a warning. Again, this is what I am saying, people. Try and find, like I even gave an idea of, even if you have an apartment, they have those tubs, farm tubs that you can grow. It looks like a bathtub. Can put it together yourself. Try and do something for yourself, because you know that the Japanese took over 40% of our farm area, I believe, and they care nothing about Americans. And we study letting the adversary, the enemy, in on us, and it's not working. It's not working. You don't know what's in your food after they put the wax on it, shoot it up with certain things to make it grow. When it's solid green, it's still growing off the vine. These chemicals are accelerants, and you putting those into your body, and your body's not designed for that. It's not designed for that. And it's harming children, it's harming adults. There was 5 children found among a mass stabbing after the ninth month storms the neighborhood homes and just going wild, doing his thing. It says 5 children were among the 9 dead in a mass stabbing after a ninth month stormed a neighborhood. And the source is from U.S. Sun. Iran is in a full-scale war with the U.S. and Europe, they says. Iran president has claimed that his country is in an all-out war with the West. Days before this source was let go. A boy 11 years old, after a severe case of flu, never even got to open his Christmas year gifts, has passed away. A lot of news that I'm bringing because I was away for a while. I wanted to bring to you to give you a wake up of where we are. It says that Jace Watson suffered a seizure and was put on ventilator, never to return, I guess. Prayers go out to him. Netflix has a cancellation of 11 shows this year. You know that Netflix is the most popular streaming service on the planet, thanks in large part to its expensive source with Men's Journal. Also, Florida is putting a strong law out on license plates flippers. The law will see 1K fines issued, long-standing with loopholes that has been shut down. The new bill taking effect on January 1st will criminalize the use of a license plate observing device that is used to flip plates. Musk killed 2,500 Starlinks tied to the 758 fraud machine. And it shows that Elon Musk's state-like internet has become the latest battleground in the global fight against theft. And people, again, everything you get into, there's always someone trying to scam it, someone trying to destroy it. Hey, leave a comment in the bottom to me and just tell me what you think of you gotta walk on ice, you gotta walk on eggshells today of everything that is going on. What do you think would have changed that? Because believe me, I believe a lot of things. And in 4 years, if a man can take us from not doing super good to rotting in the ground, I'm with a lot of other people. We're the rest. I know if a black man did something wrong, not going racist, man, you in jail in a minute. But on all these officials and stuff, they passing through laws and things are letting go. Nothing is happening. Where are the arrests, Pam Bondi? Come on, let's shake it loose. Because a lot of things are getting by. Letitia James, they threw that out. You know, and then with the 46 guy, they throwing that case around. And you're talking about harming the president. All this narrative and all this rhetoric, all this hateful talk. I mean, you can say you dislike someone, but when you start threatening to the point of death, when you start threatening to the point of a person taking someone's livelihood and making things hard for them and their kids and making them think certain ways that can be harming to others or harming to them and their family, I don't care who you are. You know what you're doing. You know. And you need to be put away. Biden, the things that he's done to this country should be put away. It's terrible. And we got Americans in here who are frisk frost. I say frisk frost because their brain's frozen. It's only one way to put that. 100% for all the chaos that is going on until it affects their family. Got cases with Somalians that say, oh, they talking big on the internet, talking all kind of trash. But when ICE knocks on that door in the morning, oh, what did I do wrong? Y'all save me. I'm sorry. Oh, come on. And here comes, I call these old white women and stuff. I know I'm going to get some flack for that. I don't care. Y'all can help yourself. Here they come running along. Oh, it's inhumane. It's wrong. It's wrong. You know, let them make. There's this one guy beat his wife and everything. Y'all fighting for him. We got Congress fighting for him. Fight for America. Fight for the old lady that's eating cat food. Fight for the veteran that needs help. Got brain trauma from trying to protect you. You know what I'm saying? Fight for the mother that's lost her job with 3 or 4 kids. Yeah, Kilmar Olegio Garcia. Y'all put up the biggest fight in the world for this man. And he's shipping people over here against their will. And y'all are fighting for him. What does that say for America? Now all of a sudden it's hush, 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 hush. Nobody says nothing. The Trump syndrome is a lie. The Trump syndrome is stupid. Look at what, y'all give me the hiccups. And I ain't gonna say I'm sorry. Look at what he's doing for this country. This is one man getting down. And believe me, you can say all you want to about Kamala Harris and about stupid Waltz. Look at what he's doing. What do you think this country would have been if they would have taken over? I would have gave it 3 months. It would have been in the tubes. China, everybody else would have taken us over. Hey, I'm going to try and move on here a little bit because it's so much to carry on. And I wonder about people because I was looking at Mr. Tyler Perry, and I guess he's taking on a new act here, $77 million, reportedly set him in Texas of financial distress. And the friendship over the years, I guess he's having some type of problems in his life. It says Mario Rodriguez sent Tyler Perry a text message of gratitude and friendship years after the alleged source. So the information to me is not totally clear, but it came up on my Richter scale. So Tyler Perry, whatever you're working on, brother, I hope it all works out for you. Allegedly, there are a lot of things that happen in people's lives, and we don't know the whole reason behind it, but the actor is suing Tyler Perry for $77 million reportedly, sent him texts of a financial distress and friendship years after the alleged, oh my goodness, assault. Okay. And this was a sexual assault that led to a sexual assault, and it describes the suit as $77 million lawsuit. All right, and for that, things happen. Hope everything works out. And if it was a case where a woman was harmed against her own will, I'm not down with that at all. It's not a cool thing. There are a lot of things that are happening in the news, y'all, that are catapulting very fast. We have some information from Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican in Georgia. A newly published interview argues that I guess she's having some run-ins with Mike Johnson, and she's trying to let everyone, Mike Johnson is not our speaker. He is controlled by the White House. And she published this interview and argues that the Speaker, Mike Johnson, is 100% following the orders from President Trump, and as a result, relinquished the power of Congress. We know that her and Donald Trump have been going back and forth on a lot of things. Hate to see that, because they seem to work very well together in the beginning. Also, there's going to be some changes made in SNAP. I think they need to snap it out of here, but there's going to be some changes made. There's been a lot of fraud and abuse on that. And people, I'm going to give this session as much more news a break. And for those who have signed up on the program, we're back. We're going to deliver a lot of information. We're going to come at you. We want the channel to grow. This channel is about, y'all, what you guys want, how you guys feel. And I'm so sorry that it's bad news, but I'm coming at you like the channel is supposed to be. We're going to give you some joy. We're going to give you a little laughter. And I hope you enjoy it, because we don't want to change our format. We just want to make it better. So for all of those who sign up, I appreciate you, and continue looking forward and telling us about the channel. We love you, and we see you on the next one.